On that eventful day, the Brown family was going about their usual routines, unaware that fate had something unexpected in store for them. Living in a rural area near a forest, encounters with wildlife, particularly deer, were common. It was a typical scene to spot deer grazing or peering through the trees. However, this day was different. As they drove back home, something caught their attention. Two figures by the roadside. Drawing closer, they realized it was an adult deer lying next to a baby fawn. Tragically, the adult deer had been struck and killed by a passing vehicle, leaving the baby deer orphaned. Heartbroken by the sight, the Browns stopped immediately and approached the scene. They confirmed the adult deer had passed away but were relieved to find the baby deer still alive. It was clear the fawn, just a few days old, would not survive alone in the wild. Filled with compassion, Mrs. Brown couldn't bear to leave the helpless fawn to fend for itself. Knowing they had no other choice, the family made the heartfelt decision to take the baby deer under their care and raise it as part of their own family. Luckily, they had a friend who had experienced a similar situation and could offer valuable advice on raising a wild deer. Armed with this knowledge, the Brown family confidently welcomed the fawn into their home, determined to provide it with a safe and loving environment. Around the same time, the family had also welcomed a new addition, a playful golden retriever puppy named GBro. With two young animals from different backgrounds under one roof, there was some uncertainty about how they would interact. GBro was energetic and assertive, while the fawn was gentle and shy. However, to everyone's surprise, the puppy and fawn quickly bonded. It was almost as if they had made an unspoken pact to care for each other and never be apart. As they grew, their friendship deepened, and they became inseparable. They played together, shared meals, and even groomed each other. Buttons, as they named the deer, would lovingly lick GBro's fur, and GBro would happily reciprocate the gesture. Their favorite moments were their walks in the woods together, where they explored their surroundings side by side. The Brown family was overjoyed to witness the special bond between Buttons and GBro, a heartwarming testament to their unexpected friendship. The Brown family had always intended to reintroduce Buttons to the wild, despite her becoming an integral part of their lives. They understood that her ultimate well-being relied on returning her to her natural habitat once she was mature enough to thrive on her own. As Mrs. Brown put it, it was a challenging journey, but our goal was to let her embrace her wild nature while also being a part of our family. Their efforts in raising Buttons had clearly paid off, evident in her enduring bond with GBro. Now, a fully grown retriever, GBro continued to cherish Buttons' grooming sessions. He would sit patiently as she cleaned him, enjoying her gentle care. Likewise, Buttons never tired of licking GBro, showing her affection in return. Together, they did everything, from playing in the snow during winter to sharing moments of companionship throughout the year. However, the time inevitably arrived for Buttons to return to the wild. It was a poignant decision for the family, yet they knew it was the right one. Buttons was a wild animal, and she deserved to live freely in her natural environment. Moreover, she had reached maturity and was prepared for life in the wilderness. With tears in their eyes, the Browns bid Buttons a heartfelt farewell. The day Buttons departed, the Browns feared they might never see her again. Yet their surprise was boundless when just a few days later, they spotted the young doe strolling back towards their home. She had returned to visit, but most importantly, to reunite with her friend and brother GBro. GBro couldn't contain his joy upon seeing his best friend return. He had been despondent when Buttons left, fearing it was goodbye forever. As Buttons entered, GBro rushed over with a wagging tail, and the familiar exchange of kisses and grooming resumed, just like old times. From then on, Buttons established a new routine. Every few days, she would visit the Browns' house, never staying away for long, clearly reluctant to be apart from her childhood companion, even as she embraced life in the wild. The Browns welcomed this new arrangement wholeheartedly, caring most about Buttons' safety and her smooth adjustment. To them, she was part of their family, and they were happy to see her anytime. But one spring, Buttons didn't return as expected. Days passed without her appearance, and worry crept in. What if something had happened to her? What if she had met with an accident, mirroring the tragedy that befell her mother? Just when their concern peaked, Buttons reappeared at their door. This time, she brought a delightful surprise. Walking beside her were two tiny fawns, as adorable as their mother. The Browns were awestruck. They never imagined Buttons would bring her offspring to them. Typically, mother deer are fiercely protective of their young, but Buttons viewed the Browns as family, proudly presenting her babies to her parents and her beloved brother, GBro. Mrs. Brown admitted GBro was overjoyed. His reaction the first time Buttons brought her kids home was priceless. Instead of reacting strangely or cautiously to the unfamiliar newborns, GBro immediately showered them with immense affection. It was astonishing to witness as he licked and groomed the fawns, reminiscent of how their mother once cared for him during their playful moments together. The entire scene was truly heartwarming. GBro treated the fawns with genuine love, as though they were his own offspring. From that day forward, Buttons never failed to bring her newborns to visit GBro and the Brown family. This tradition continued for 11 years. Whenever Buttons had new fawns, she proudly presented them to her best friend, and each time, GBro, the golden retriever, lavished the babies with love and care as if they were his own. If Buttons arrived while the family was indoors, she would approach the back door and gently tap it to get their attention. Whenever this happened, the Browns would quickly inform GBro that his friend had come for a visit. Their bond was truly unique. Buttons and GBro demonstrated that even the most unexpected and unusual relationships can blossom into something beautiful.